now, and basically his exclamation mark has gone flaccid. So he's going to be it's going to be a must-win situation for him in New Hampshire. Your book is going to come out just a few days before the New Hampshire primary.
Yeah, and I purposely, because my book is it's an act of political action. And there's a lot of questions in there that I think he needs to answer. But if the book published now, he would have a year, or he'd have 5 months, 4 months to figure out how to answer these questions, and they'd go poll them and focus group them and and massage them and so on, and you get these qualified responses. No, I think that in essence, the Bushes and the Clintons are in it together. Not long ago, you remember Hillary started attacking Jeb. That's because Jeb was starting to flag in the Republican contest, and she was trying to elevate him. This is her. This is her preferred
They're
opponent.
bookends, and of course that's the way the entire Republican-Democrat situation has been. They elevate each other.
Well, Jeb isn't going to raise the question about Bill's involvement in cocaine running in the United States when he was governor of Arkansas, because his own father was involved. So it's kind of checkmate. They'll never, Jeb will never get in Hillary's face. Jeb gave Hillary a medal. How do you run against somebody who gave a medal for public service?
Exactly. And we'll talk about that when we come back, what was going on with Jeb and Jeb's father and going on with Noriega down in Central America. Stay with us. We're going to be right back. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Roger Stone, political consultant to Donald Trump, among many others, many former presidents as well. We'll be right back.
I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. I believe our research is conclusive. This is the best iodine out there. And I know this for a fact. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. I believe our research is conclusive. This is the best iodine out there. Take advantage of this at InfoWarsLife.com.
And why wearing a Hillary for President t-shirt might get you punched in the face.
They thought it said Hillary for President. He said, I was seconds away from sending my bar back over here to punch you in the face. Since you're wearing a Hillary for Prison shirt, you don't have to buy drinks here. Everything's on the house.
Hillary for President! Hillary's not surging, I tell you that. They're not saying that. They're not saying, thank you.
There you have it. Donald Trump endorses Hillary for Prison. Get your Hillary for Prison 2016 t-shirt at the InfoWars store. And on the back, it says, legalize freedom. Show your disapproval of Hillary by buying your t-shirt today.
But what she's done is criminal.
This is an American president. Just add puppet, then vote and repeat every 4 years.
Welcome back. Joining us now is Roger Stone. We're continuing the interview on his book, The Clintons, A War on Women. And let's talk about this book. Now, we talked about what's coming up down the road in January with Jeb and the Bushes, the expose that you've got with that. And of course, you mentioned they are bookends, perfect bookends, just like the Republican and Democrat parties themselves. They have this phony war, and yet they're both on the same team on so many different issues. But tell us, the fundamental thing that Hillary is running on, of course, is the fact that she's a woman. We should elect her because she's a woman and she has compassion for women and understands their issues. But as we've seen from some of her husband's victims, they said Hillary Clinton is the war on women.
Yeah, Hillary's an advocate for women as long as you're not one of those women unlucky enough to have been sexually assaulted or raped by her husband. And if you are, now you're a target for Hillary Clinton. First, they undermine these women's credibility and they denigrate them whores, trash, bitches, sluts. And then, of course, they use these heavy-handed private detectives to wage a veritable terror campaign to silence them, lest they get in the way of the next election. And as I pinpoint in the book, it's Hillary who is the point person. She's the campaign manager for the war on terror. She's the one who hires the heavy-handed private detectives, Jack Palladino, Anthony Pellicano, Ivan Duda, to first keep tabs on these women and then to terrorize them into silence. And the tactics that are used show that Bill, first he rapes them physically, and then Hillary rapes them psychologically. As far as her advocacy for children, as I demonstrate in the book, Hillary, co-president Hillary, is the one who gave the order to attack the compound in Waco, where 18 children under the age of 8 were brutally murdered. She is the one who handpicks Janet Reno. She's the one who handpicks Janet Reno's deputy, Webster Hubble, her former lover, the real father of Chelsea Clinton, in my opinion. She is the one, according to T. March Bell, the chief House investigator into the Waco conflagration, and Senator Arlen Specter, who chaired the Senate committee hearings. They both determined that Hillary is the one who gave the final order in Waco. She was a veritable co-president. She vetted the cabinet. She fired the travel office personnel under false pretenses because she wanted to give that business to her cronies in Arkansas, the travel agency business, out of the White House. She is the one who concocted the first cut on Obamacare. It was originally Clinton Care.
As a first lady. It's like, where does she have the authority to try to take over a major segment of the economy?
But they even told us in the campaign, remember, you get 2 for 1.
Yes.
She was the co-president.
Yes.
Bill was out philandering, and she was running at least half, if not more, of the government. I think she's always worn the pants in this family.
Well, she was an investment genius. I mean, she had those cattle futures.
Cattle futures. She did very, very well.
Yeah.
No, I think the point here is that half the people in the electorate, particularly half the women, have no memory of the Clinton presidency.
Yes.
So they don't remember that they stole the china and the silver and the furniture when they left and had to give it back. They don't remember the selling of pardons for massive contributions, the tax cheat and fraudster Mark Rich, who basically bought himself a pardon on Clinton's way out the door. They don't remember that Bill Clinton used a 22-year-old intern for his personal humidor. And that you know, the entire tale of the Siemens stained dress and the lies, the fact that Bill Clinton was disbarred.
He lied under oath. And that's the key thing. It's not that he had an affair, but the fact that he perjured himself. He was a lawyer and the president. He perjured himself under oath about that, whatever it is. I mean, he took an oath. He understands the implications of that.
This book is not about Bill's consensual sex. It's not about the girlfriends, mistresses, one-night stands. If it did, the book would be much, much bigger. This is about something far darker: rape, Bill Cosby-style sexual assault, and cover-up.
The cover-up.
And the strong-arm tactics, including the beating of witnesses, the violent beating of witnesses used to suppress people who might come forward and tell the American public the truth about Bill and Hillary Clinton.
So I would assume that you would be one of the people who would say that Hillary is probably not going to go to jail for her emails, no matter how bad it gets, based on what they've been able to get away with.
Well, there's only one good piece of news, and that is I think the person in the country who dislikes her even more than me would be Barack Obama. I think he remembers the Clintons, and particularly Sidney Blumenthal, Sid Vicious, as we like to call him, spreading the rumor that Obama was a homosexual, spreading the rumor within the Democratic Party that he was the son of Frank Marshall Davis. They probably also remember Bill Clinton saying to Ted Kennedy, a few years ago, this guy Obama would be carrying our bags and getting our coffee. So I don't think there's any great love there. That Hillary has violated the law, not only in the email scandal, not only in the misuse of classified documents, but in the massive bribes that are being transferred through the Clinton Foundation. The real story here on the erasure of the emails is they show the trail, the nexus between the Clinton Foundation and the State Department. So the Clintons made a very crafty decision that the heat they would take for destroying these documents would be less than the heat they would take if they were read. Because American foreign policy was for sale. Defense contracts were for sale. All you had to do was line the pockets of Bill, Hillary, and Chelsea, and you could buy anything you want at the State Department.
Yeah, that's why this book is so important for people to read. As you're pointing out, there's a whole generation here who is of voting age, and they don't know the story, the backstory of this. And of course, that brings it all the way into the present. As you were talking to Alex Jones on the radio show earlier today, you pointed out that her close relationship with Huma Abedin.
Very, very odd. I mean, I just find this very strange. First of all, Huma Abedin, her parents and her brothers are both very active in the Muslim Brotherhood.
Yes.
which I believe is a terrorist organization. Yeah. She has a full security clearance at the U.S. State Department. She is the person who vetted the emails and gets to decide what we should and should not say. Therefore, she's had access to classified documents.
Yeah.
She is the only person in the history of the federal government or the State Department to get a special waiver that allows her to work for the State Department full-time. At the same time, she's working for Teneo, which is a Clinton-connected lobbying operation that lobbies the State Department on behalf of Middle Eastern governments while she's triple-dipping with a fat check from the Clinton Foundation. So she's making a huge amount of money. The conflict there is inherent, it's obvious, but a special deal is made for Huma that nobody else is allowed to have. And of course, then there's the fact that and I like to call her Mrs. Carlos Danger, because of course she is the wife of the sexual predator and freak Anthony Weiner, who humiliated her in public the same way that Bill has humiliated Hillary. Why do these women hang in? Why are they continued to be married to these abusers? I'll tell you why. Power and money. I think either one of them will sustain any amount of humiliation at the hands of their husbands as long as they get what they want. My point is simply this. If you've watched House of Cards, the terrific TV series, Hillary is Claire Underwood. She will take anything from her husband as long as she gets the power and the money. And it has always been the plan for her to become president after him. Now, John F. Kennedy Jr. got in the way. He wanted that Senate seat in New York the same time that she did. What happened to him? That's my next book.
Well, you know, I was surprised. I really thought that Joe Biden would run because as you're talking about Obama and others, she's got a lot of enemies in the upper echelon of the Democrat Party, obviously. And I really thought that they were going to coalesce behind Joe Biden. What do you think as a political analyst and consultant?
I still don't think he's out of this race. If justice is served and she is indicted, which I still think is entirely possible, then Joe Biden doesn't engender the ire of the feminists that he would have gotten by challenging her. Now he's answering the call of the party to save the situation, stepping in and saving the party, because unfortunately, Hillary jammed herself up with these legal problems. When I saw Barack Obama standing next to him in the Rose Garden, that's when it occurred to me that the fix may very well be in. There's not good blood. My friend and colleague Ed Klein, who's a great reporter, has really nailed this in his books. There's no love lost between the Clintons and the Obamas. The Clintons, I think, are true believing socialists. They're out there on the far left. The Clintons are crony capitalists. They'll be bought by the left, but they want the money. Show me the money. Exactly. So,
or as Rand Paul pointed out, they're also neocons. I mean, they want every war because they can make money off of it.
Right. So, you know, they're crony capitalists, and the idea that Hillary would somehow tame Wall Street, where do you think all this money she's burned through has come from?
Exactly.
Just like the $100 million that Jeb has amassed from Wall Street. This is why he's not going to drop out. It's why he will stay in the race.
Well, I'm looking forward to reading your book. Unfortunately, we're out of time. We could talk for a couple of hours easily on this. I'm very interested in seeing this, on catching up and refreshing my mind as to what's happened over the last 20, 25 years of Hillary Clinton. Roger Stone, The Clintons' War on Women. Thank you so much.
And thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
Knockout is back. If you want a product that has 10 known ingredients that naturally get your body to relax, your brain to relax, so you get deep, restful sleep, Knockout's it. InfoWarsLife.com. L-theanine, hops flower extract, lemon balm extract, valerian root extract, chamomile flower extract, L-tryptophan extract, melatonin, and more. All organic, all the natural sources. It's the same price as leading brands of melatonin that are 3 milligrams a piece. It has 3 milligrams, the standard recommended dose for an adult. It's got the GABA, so it would probably cost $50 to take all this as separate pills. It's $19.95. You take 1 or 2 of these, and it just is really clean, restful sleep is what the reviews are. It's what I've experienced. and it just synergistically puts everything in there. InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com, or call 888-253-3139.
You are watching the InfoWars Nightly News, which airs 7 p.m. Central at InfoWarsNews.com. And your support is helping us defend liberty worldwide.